I'm going to start by showing some images that I'm afraid exemplify public life in America as many Americans see it at a time like this, as our political discussion tends to get reduced to horrible personal accusations like those in the 30-second clip at the top, as our political institutions seem to get reduced to dysfunction. That's the Speaker of the House recently resigning. And when citizens enter the picture, it's often a situation like the bottom where a citizen is berating his member of Congress at a so-called town meeting, which he has kind of wrecked. Or, of course, there's the citizen performing perhaps the most common role today, which is sitting back on a couch watching the whole sorry spectacle on a screen and getting ready to change the channel. There has to be a better way, a different starting place. And at the Tisch College of Citizenship and Public Service, we do have a different starting place. We start with citizens. We try to help educate Tufts students for citizenship, and we do a lot of research on citizenship, as David mentioned. We study everything from college student voting to the effects of AmeriCorps on the AmeriCorps participants. In all that work, citizens is the key word. And so I want to first challenge you with a definition of citizenship. This is short, but I hope kind of challenging. I would say that a citizen, in any time or place, ancient Greece, modern India, is a person who asks one simple, four-word question. What should we do? What should we do? And the question really is, what should we do? Because it's not about just having opinions or expressing yourself. It's about actually making the world better. It's about doing. And the question really is, what should we do? Because it's not what somebody else should do. It's not what should be done. It's not what the government should do. It's what you and I and the people gathered in this room should do. It's what we should do. And the question really is, what should we do? Because it's about doing the right thing. It's not about doing what we want, what we happen to believe, what our preferences are. It's about figuring out the right means to the best ends. So it really is the question, what should we do? And you will not be surprised that I now encircle the first word. It really is the question, what should we do? Because we have to take seriously the options that are available to us, their costs, their benefits, their likely repercussions, and make a wise choice. So I claim that that is a definition of citizenship for all times and all places, but at the Tisch College, when we do research, we predominantly study contemporary civic life in America with all of its warts, but also its opportunities. And we have some things to say about how citizenship should change in America. So I'm going to present this model to you, and a piece of it is a more detailed description of what citizens should focus on in modern America, and I'll come back to that. So a definition of citizenship for us today. Then I'm going to say that if we did concentrate more on that kind of citizenship, we would get better results, would lead to social justice, meaning better government and better communities. And then you're going to ask me, well, where are we going to get more of those good citizens? Because that seems like a hard thing to do, and I'm going to say we need a movement for it, a movement to increase citizenship in America. So to zero in first on that definition of citizenship for us, 3 parts. First, good citizens in our time and our place need to deliberate, and need to deliberate more than we do now. That means we need to talk to people who might disagree with us, people who are different, who look different from us. It's only by talking in that way that we check and improve our own opinions, that we develop something like wisdom, and that we develop enough common ground that we can actually act. So deliberation is important, essential, in fact, and there's not enough of it. But it's not sufficient, because again, the point is not just to talk, it's actually to act, to change the world. We need to collaborate, which means, at its root, to work together. These good folks, AmeriCorps volunteers, are working together. They're raising a wall, so they're making the world tangibly better. A lot of people do that. The question I would ask is, did they also have a chance to deliberate? Did they get to think about whether that wall was the best thing to do with the resources, whether it looks good when it's done, what they should do next? We need to connect collaboration and deliberation more in our life. And there's a third leg of the stool, civic relationships. By collaborating and deliberating, people form a special kind of relationship, a relationship with their fellow citizens. That's what often motivates them to participate, and that's what they get out of participating. Civic relationships, which are a little frayed and a little bit scarce, are renewable sources of energy and power for us as a people.